I don't think that people hate me. I think that people hate the potential that they could have fulfilled. As soon as I started making money in business and I started showing the results that I had, I moved into a nicer home. I bought my dream Lamborghini. I started doing nicer things. All the comments just started being, "Oh, Richard, you changed. Money changed you. You're a terrible person."
Why do you think a lot of your subs have left? I've been a subscriber of Richard's since he was below 3,000 subscribers. Can you believe that? It has been an amazing journey. My name is Paul Bernard II, and I have the privilege to sit down with Richard in his home here in Puerto Rico and ask him a few uncomfortable questions. So, is that okay with you? You ready?
You got some juicy questions?
I got some juicy questions, man.
Let's do it, baby.
All right, so first off, what is it exactly that you do? What are your businesses?
So I run 3 different companies right now. Across 42 full-time currently. I have an online university. It's an online mentorship where I coach beginners and existing business owners on how to scale their businesses or start their own online business. My second business is an investment portfolio company where I manage investments. And the third one is a technology company.
So with those 3 companies, how did you get to where you are right now?
I was studying pre-med in college. My parents were both engineers. The 9 to 5 was all they knew. That's all I knew growing up. Middle-class family. Go to university, go get a 9 to 5 job. And for me, I like biology, I like science. So I was like, all right, cool, doctor, right? I'm pretty sure every Chinese immigrant or just immigrant family in general wants the kid to be doctor, engineer, lawyer.
Yes,
right?
I would believe so. Yeah, I'm an immigrant child as well, I understand.
Yeah. So basically that was the only option that I had. And then when I got to UCLA, I started volunteering as an extracurricular within the hospital. I got a job as an EMT, emergency medical technician working on an ambulance. And so I started to see, man, what doctors were working like. They were working like dogs. That year, I was shadowing a doctor in the hospital. And he told me, dude, I honestly regret going to medical school and choosing this career path. And I was like,
no
what?
way.
Yeah,
Really?
man. And he wasn't the only one. And the biggest thing I realized was, look, my motivation, yes, is to help people. But I want to do it in a way in which I can make money so I can pay off these student loans as fast as possible, which is over 100 grand in student loans, and actually make a difference in help my family. Dude, being a doctor, you're not going to get there until you're 35, 40 years old. So that's when I started experimenting with all these different business models. I failed dropshipping, I failed trading, failed an ATM business, I got robbed. I started a jewelry company where I sold to fraternities and sororities, and that failed. Basically just L after L after L for 3 years because I had no mentorship or guidance. And then finally when I found a mentor, that's when everything changed and I launched my first info product.
All right, so I got another question. A whole bunch of subscribers and followers have been asking you these questions on social media. And one specific question they've been asking is, why do you think a lot of your subs have left?
So I don't think they've left. I think when I was a college student and just documenting my life and morning routine, I had a lot of people that had literally no interest in business follow me. And that's awesome. Like I was able to inspire a lot of people, 9 to 5ers, even had some parents, older people follow me. But then as soon as I started making money in business and I started showing the results that I had, I moved into a nicer home. I bought my dream Lamborghini. I started doing nicer things. All the comments just started being, "Oh, Richard, you changed. Money changed you. You're a terrible person." People dropping Bible verses. The love money is the root of all evil. Oh, you know the rich young ruler in the Bible in the book of Luke? You got to read Luke 17, Luke 18, bro. Right. Honestly, man, if I can be really, really transparent with you, I think that Christians, because I have a really big Christian audience, are some of the most insecure people ever. Because just because you're Christian doesn't mean you don't have insecurities. Just because you're Christian doesn't mean that you don't have jealousy, right?
Yeah.
I would say even more so. But what started happening was a lot of people in my audience would project their insecurity and then justify it using faith. A secular person, if you're atheist or you don't just, if we just leave religion out of the conversation for a second, you can only just do a hate comment. Ah, that's stupid. Ah, man, he's just selling courses. He's just being stupid. But if you're Christian, you can all of a sudden slide in the Bible verse now and use that to justify the reason why you're not successful, right?
Man, that must be a lot to deal with. So you kind of answered this already, but how do you deal with those hate comments? How do you deal with your haters?
Honestly, man, I have a lot of empathy for haters because deep down, you have to understand this, which is that you will never get criticized by someone doing more than you. You will only get criticized by someone doing less than you. You think Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, they're going to send me a hate DM or a comment on one of my posts? You suck, bro.
Right. That would never
You're
happen.
being an idiot, dude.
Right.
Oh, you're selling info products? You have a mentorship? You're an idiot. You're just a guru. No. You never get any criticism from anyone doing more than you. Who do I get criticism from? The 19-year-old college student that goes, oh, bro, you've changed so much. The 27-year-old's like, oh, I've been following you for the last 5 years. And, I just feel like you're so different. It's like, yeah, of course I'm different.
Right, yeah.
If you're the same person that you were 5 years ago, what does that mean about the progression of your life? Mm-hmm. If you're not evolving, then how are you advancing your life forward? Your body should be changing. Your maturity should be changing. The way you talk should be changing. Your demeanor, the way you dress, every aspect of your life should be evolving. I'm glad that I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago because I've evolved into the Richard 2.0.
So you are literally everywhere right now. I always see your face when I'm scrolling, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform it is. What is your favorite social media platform right now?
So I think the two best platforms right now for connecting with an audience, building authentic relationship, and then if you have any kind of digital product you promote, are going to be YouTube and Instagram. YouTube is the most important for building a relationship. When people stop me in the street and they go, oh, bro, Rich, I've been following on YouTube for the longest time, the line that I hear every single time is, oh my gosh, I'm talking to you in person right now, but I feel like I already know you.
Right. Yeah.
Why do they say that? Because they've literally spent hours and hours and hours of time looking at my life, looking at what I eat, when I sleep, when I work out. They know every detail of my life. That's why YouTube's so powerful. Now, Instagram is the best place because you can actually send direct messages. So, by the way, if you are watching me on YouTube right now and you're going, Richard, I have so many questions, I want to connect with you. I respond to 100% of the DMs. I try my best to at least get back to people within 24, 48 hours. Drop me a follow on Instagram. I'll put it right over here. And send me a message on Instagram. Drop me a follow. Say, yo, Rich, I saw your interview where you got roasted by Paul. So, let me know what you got from the video.
All right, you ready for some really juicy questions now?
We getting juicy?
Oh yeah, we're getting deep now, man.
All right, man,
so
let's do it.
Let's talk about your dating or your marriage life for a second. So this is something I've been wondering even for myself for a long time. A lot of influencers, especially in the business guru space or whatever you would label it as, they flex money, they flex women, they flex flashy things, but you've never been like that in the 5 years that you've documented your life online. Why is that?
Man, I gotta tell you, dude, when other people zig you,
Zag.
I believe that the success of a man lies in the fact that he has one woman, right? Book of Proverbs, he who finds a wife receives favor from the Lord. Does it say he who finds wives, plural? No, one woman. I'm really, really clear on my morals, my values, and I really want to stand by the fact that I have respect for women. I do not want to use them as props within my audience. I will never stoop down to the level in which I need to use women to get more clicks. And I also just want to be a good role model to young people because there's a lot of young people that follow me and they're so moldable, right? Like the 17, 19, 21-year-old kids, like they're so moldable and hungry, and you could even say desperate. They don't even know it, but they're so desperate for a mentor. They need guidance. And I just don't want them falling into the wrong hands of seeing and forming the belief subconsciously in their mind. They don't even consciously realize it, which is, man, if I have women by my side and I got a lot of girls by my side, that's success. That's not success, man. You don't have a lot of women. You use a lot of women, right? So I choose to be by one woman, and that's how it's always been. And you can watch my videos from 6 years ago. That's what it was, and that's what it'll always be.
That's real, man. I appreciate you for that. And honestly, God is going to reward you greatly for that.
100%.
That's huge. That's huge.
Thank you, brother.
So speaking about your one woman, how did you meet your wife?
That's a pretty funny story. I was on vacation December 2021 in Cancun, Mexico, and this beautiful Latina passes by at the breakfast buffet. Okay. And I look over at my team because I flew out my executives. We were having like a work trip / vacation. And I was like, yo, dude, that girl is beautiful. I'm going to go talk to her. And he was like, don't, dude. She for sure she has a boyfriend. She has a boyfriend. Because she was just sitting alone at the breakfast table. And then I talked to her. My opening line, do you know what it was?
What?
Are you a supermodel?
Oh, really?
Super corny.
That worked?
It worked, bro. It worked for me.
Wow, that is crazy.
Not dating advice, all right? I'm not the dating expert, but it worked for me, right? And so basically, I swapped phone numbers with her. We dated for 3 months remotely on Zoom. She was going to medical school in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, which is South America. And then I was in Texas. We were 5,000 miles apart from one another. And so 3 months into dating on Zoom, I was like, what am I doing with my life? We're literally dating through a computer. If I want to be with this woman and see if this is the woman that God has called for me to marry, I got to be there in person. So thank God for my online business, man. I can work from anywhere in the world. I packed up my bag, my 2 suitcases, my computer, and I moved down to Buenos Aires, Argentina. I learned Spanish and I went from 0 to fluent in 8 months. Entonces ahora puedo hablar contigo en español.
Come on, I don't know what you said, but it sounded like Spanish.
It sounded like Spanish, eh?
Yeah.
That sounded pretty Spanish-y, eh?
Yeah.
I proposed to my wife about a year into dating in Argentina. We moved to Puerto Rico, which is where we now reside, and we got married here. And we're coming up on 2 years of marriage right now. So praise God.
Congratulations. Ladies love a man with a plan.
Yeah.
And like you said,
Amen.
how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That's
that
true.
includes getting a wife too. So
That's true.
That's awesome. So I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this right now who are inspired, like myself, and want to know what is the best way to get mentored by you.
So I don't have a course to sell. I don't sell courses. I don't believe in courses. I think there's no accountability in them, right? What I do instead is I have a mentorship. I have an online university. My mission, ever since I graduated from UCLA, is I didn't really learn anything about how to provide for my family, even though I paid $100,000 to go to university. Now my mission is to build that university that can reform and be the most affordable, most impactful option for people. So the first link down below, that is a completely free course that shows you step by step how we went from 0 to $20 million in sales. Now, you're not going to get there overnight, but making $5K a month, $10K a month, totally doable. The first link down in the description, click that after you're done with this video, enjoy it, study it. That's the best place for me to mentor you.
Awesome. Thanks
Cool.
for that. So, point blank question right here. So, picture this. I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm 18, 19, 20. I'm in my college days, and I'm really hungry. I'm passionate. What is the best, the most efficient, yet most effective way to get to $1 million?
So I need you to listen very closely to this because I'm sure, especially for someone listening in right now, they follow like 20 different people, 20 different influencers. One guy's saying dropshipping, another guy's saying trading, another guy says start a YouTube automation, another guy says start an agency. 20 different options out there. None of these will work if you try to do all of them. You have to focus on one. But how do you focus on one? The rule of ones. You find one mentor, you stick to one business model, and you do it for 1 year. That's the key to success. Okay. Now, if you want to make $1 million, that's pretty significant. You got to get from $10,000 a month to $20,000 a month to $50,000 a month, and then eventually you get to the $83,000 a month, which is $1 million a year. I'm going to give you evergreen advice that will last for the next 20 years. Okay, you ready for it? You have to pay attention to what's trending in the market in the very present moment that you're watching this video. What's trending right now? Everyone is learning online. Online universities after the pandemic, what are they doing? They even have online classes now. You can get degrees without even having to go in person. Online education is the future. Forbes said that the e-learning industry of selling online education products, courses, coaching, mentorships, this is a $300 billion industry. And every single year it's growing 30%, 40%, which means if that's what's trending, then you and I, even if we're a complete beginner, should have a business within that. A rising tide lifts all ships. Are you tracking with me?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So I think that if anyone is a complete beginner, they either sell their own digital product, but then the first excuse that comes up in most beginners' mind is, oh, but Richard, I'm a complete beginner. I don't know what to sell. Good. There's something called digital arbitrage, which is where you can actually promote other people's offers. You can arbitrage another person's product and earn up to 50 to 100% commission on that product, even though you didn't have to do the selling or the creation of the product. For a complete beginner, that's probably the best way to do it. And again, that free course that I have basically shows step by step how they can do it.
Man, you are giving out way too much game, man. That is so much wisdom. Thank
Dropping
you.
bombs, bro.
Really appreciate that. I have so many more questions, and I hope that we can do this again. I'm sure there's a lot of people with questions that they still want answered. So if you guys like this, man, just put the questions in the comments. We'll go through those, and maybe we'll hop on another video and have another conversation just like this.
You heard the men. Drop the questions in the comments, and if you want me to personally answer them, follow me on Instagram right here and DM me that question. I'll get back to you. Talk soon.